Yes, Wagwan, hello, Shalom. So, just doing a random video today because I got to do at least one a day, yeah. Still a bit tired and stuff. Maybe I need a detox, but yeah. There's two TVs on now. I got DAZN doing a show, and I think there's a boxing social on the Channel 5 show, but it's not that inspiring. I mean, I do quite like DAZN, even though I don't like Eddie Hearn, because, it's quite nice the way the streaming thing, where you can just you can watch it the next day without spoilers, or just watch the highlights or watch a specific fight, you know. But anyway, I think it needs a lot of money, otherwise it's gonna fail. So yeah, boxing generally. Well, what happened? Well, Boxing News is at it again. Boxing News, the oldest boxing newspaper, the most respected in the UK, or at least it was, until recently. It's got 10 pages of women boxing out of 40 pages. 10 pages, including the 4 or 5 on ebony bitches, man. I mean, imagine that, man. Yeah, there may be a serious boxing paper. Yeah, what they should be calling out the legitimacy of women's boxing titles, and the fact that she fought. She was 9 and Shannon Courtney was 8, and they fought for the vacant title. And there's hardly any women boxers. Yeah, they should be questioning the legitimacy of women's boxing, why it's pushed on us, but instead they push it. Why? Because I told you, they're part of a big company that's woke, like they all are, and that's pushing the agenda. So Boxing News is disappointing. I might even cancel my subscription, which would be like, I've bought this paper for years, bruv, and give them a lot of my money. Yeah, they've let us down. So this week, what happened? Amir Khan retired. Now I think he's 35. Yeah, it's a good timing for retirement. I mean, he can barely stand up anymore. There'd be a breeze and he'd be wobbling all over the gaff like a baby giraffe. Yeah, he'll be most remembered, Khan. It doesn't matter what you say, he'll be most remembered for being ironed out flat and being the chiniest world-class fighter ever seen. The highlight of his career was probably winning the silver medal, because he was only 17 and he was fighting, good quality amateurs. Yeah, I think he was the only fighter to box in that Olympics for Britain. And he still won the silver, and that was a great achievement. He had fast hands, but he had a decent punch, but not nearly as much as he thought. And he had the world's worst chin. Yeah, the Bradis Prescott fight was probably the funniest of all of them, man. I mean, he came in all cocky. His family were all there ringside, giving it a big one, and he got sparked in like 90 seconds, man. I think I don't mean to be mean, man. I shouldn't laugh, but I think his mother passed out. She fainted when he got knocked out, man. But I didn't feel that bad, because they were just too full of themselves, man, giving it the big one. What was weird in that fight, the ref shouldn't even have let it go on, man. The first knockdown, the guy's all over the place, man. And then he elects to trade with Prescott and gets ironed out in a corner. He looks like a drunk drooling on himself. The classic Khan ending. In the same week, recently, Kell Brook retired as well. So obviously they fought themselves. Kell Brook, does he have a better career? Yeah, I believe he had a better career than Khan, apart from the amateur, the silver medal. Because, he didn't get stretched down so many times. And he fought some top guys too. I would say the Brook Khan fight was a bit of a massacre, mismatch. The fight was stopped, in my opinion, too early, because I wanted to see the classic, Amir Khan ending of him flat-lined. Yeah, and we didn't get to see that. But they're both weirdos anyway. Khan with his trannies and saying he's leave his wife for a tranny, jacking off over Skype. Yeah, his weird wife who seems plastic, man. And then you got Brook. We know about his weird nightclub exploits, his batty business, his coming towards a man naked, with full wood on, Yeah, and the guy was so freaked out he had to attack him with a knife. You know, this is modern boxing, man. It seems you can't make it unless you're in Tabati business, yeah? Yeah. And then, what else? There's Jake Paul. So Jake Paul has got no opponent yet for the 13th of August. I think Tommy Fury. He might be scared, but he's also blowing his chance, probably. You know, for Paul, he can pick who he wants, man, because everyone knows they're going to earn with him. Yeah, Mike Tyson has been proposed, and apparently he's interested, which would be just kind of crazy, man. I mean, Mike Tyson, there's a big weight difference. Tyson would be like 30 pounds heavier, yeah, because Jake Paul is in a big cruiserweight. You know, there's the age difference, though. Tyson's 30 years older. And most people say, oh, Tyson will walk through him, you know, oh, right, you know. But, you know, remember, yeah, before the Roy Jones fight, they see a 3-second clip of him on the pads and go, oh, he could still beat Deontay Wilder in a round. Deontay Wilder would have killed him, man, you know, at that age. You know, and they forget how bad Tyson looked against Jones. He looked awful. He just couldn't pull the trigger. His like footwork and timing were all off. It was like, he was like a bad actor pretending to be Mike Tyson. You know, but I still don't know what would happen because Tyson's obviously, you know, a former heavyweight champion, at a top level, you know, and can punch fast. I honestly don't know, you know. It's good for freak show value, yeah. And Jake Paul, the Illuminati pawn, you never know. Yeah, he could sit on the outside and use his jab, and maybe they'll come to some decision about what happens in the fight, you know. I mean, Paul is like controlled by the Illuminati, and he's the guy. He's the guy now, yeah, who's the big name, you know. Obviously, Tyson's a bigger name, but he's washed up, man. Yeah? And Tyson wasn't an Illuminati pawn. Whether or not he is now, he might be, with his cannabis pushing that and stuff. But Tyson was punished because he would not bow down to the Illuminati. He had that really unsafe conviction. That was the most unsound conviction. He had the most doubtful rape conviction possible. You know, whether or not he did it, there's no way you could convict. Really, yeah. And you know, who knows what will happen. You know, Paul, I don't think it'll happen anyway as a fight, right? Yeah, I really can't see it happening, but I don't expect much will happen, man. Who will Paul fight? I don't care really. It's not really a boxing fight. I mean, he's of interest because he gets the numbers, but you know, I don't want to see Tyson fight. Come on, man, this is just stupid. He's a grey old man. Yeah, imagine getting him if he was embarrassed by Jake Paul. You know, it's stupid, man. Other stuff. So you got Hughie, the white Muhammad Ali, shades of Muhammad Ali Fury. He's fighting Michael Hunter. Yeah, Michael's decent enough guy, right? Yeah, he beat Markin Bakoli. He's fighting Tony Yoka. I'll get on to. Yeah, Tony Egg Yoka. But I think Fury, obviously he's not the white Muhammad Ali, but he's big and he's got decent boxing skills. Hunter's just a bit small for a heavyweight. Yeah, he did draw Povetkin and Jerry Forrest, but I think Hughie Fury would win on points. I don't know if it's 10 or 12 rounder, but by a few rounds, and it probably won't be very interesting. No surprise there. Yeah, like I said, Tony Yoka was gifted the gold medal against Joe Joyce, which he didn't deserve. He's fighting Martin Bakoli. Now, Bakoli, yeah, he can punch, man, but you can see he's the kind of guy that kind of like happy, smiling African, hello, how are you? Yes. He doesn't train hard enough, you know. He won't put his back into it. And Yoka is chinny, so there's a possibility he will get caught. But I think probably Yoka, you know, will give a kind of quite straight, boring boxing performance, and using a nice jab, stop Bakoli late. And talking about the biggest name in boxing, Daniel Kinahan. Well, what's happening, man? Where is he? Yeah. The US have put out all these sanctions they can't find him. Now, last time I heard he was in Dubai. Well, obviously he went to Pakistan and made some links there. Why, if he's such a desperate gangster, yeah, it's not like he can't be hard to find. What's happening, man? Has he been nicked? You know, is he in custody? Yeah, speaking, I don't know, man. Some people say that he is an agent. Yeah, they say that at his wedding, I think it was 4 years ago, there was all these big bad dealers, right? These big guys, man. I'm not talking about your street dealer, man. I'm talking about guys moving wholesale product. And all of them have been nicked. So there was some suspicion there. Some suspicion. And talking of the Emirates, yeah. So, what's his name? Floyd Mayweather, who should just be irrelevant now in boxing. Yeah. But he was meant to fight a guy called Moore, who's his ex sparring partner. Yeah. But this at the top of a helipad, right? It was really weird. At the top of a helipad, like, I would feel sick. I couldn't fight there. But, and there was only going to be like, I don't know, 50 people or something at ringside. And they were all paying like 120 grand each or some nonsense. Yeah. But it's been called off because Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, yeah, who's the president, well, the ex-president now of the UAE, yeah, died. Yeah, so then, you know, out of respect, allegedly, it won't happen. You know, I don't care, man. It was a waste of time, man. Mayweather his sparring partner, his literal sparring partner. Honestly, I'd pay like, if you said Mayweather was in town and fighting his sparring partner, I'd be like, yeah, I'd pay £20-30 to watch that. I'm not paying 120 grand to watch a sparring session, man. Yeah, and you can go on about Mayweather. Oh, he's the best. Oh, he's the most boring fighter in the world. Sure, he's talented. Yeah, and people say that I don't like Gay J, but I hate Mayweather even more. And I got a good reason to hate Gay J, by the way, because he's a cheat, a liar. Yeah, but at least Gay J is a heavyweight, and there's a chance of a knockout. With Mayweather, you know, he's the most boring big name fighter ever, and he was super protected by refs. Yeah, they let him. You know, you remember the Hatton fight especially. Hatton was giving him a bit of trouble, but they let him use his elbows. Yeah, duck below the waist, lean back on the ropes. Yeah, and they wouldn't let Hatton fight in the inside. I think Hatton in Manchester might have had a chance, but the point is, the referee protects Mayweather because he sold his soul. For some reason he draws in the crowds, and I still can't understand that. I have not enjoyed a single Mayweather fight. Not one. I think there was a couple when he was super featherweight who were alright, but he's just boring, man. Yeah, skill or not, it's just not exciting. Huh? So, you know, F Mayweather. Yeah? F him. Finally, Canelo Bivol. Bivol says, well, he had spoken about going down to 168 and fighting Canelo for the titles, but he says, I don't think I can make 168. Yes, you can, man. You just don't eat, man. I mean, like, yeah, you'll be weak. Huh? But how much will you get for it? Like 20-30 million? Come on, man. You can get down. Yeah, you'll probably lose, unfortunately, because, you know, you'll be so weak by the time you enter the ring. But it's £7, man. Yeah, there's no 168 pounders in Japanese prisoner war camps, were there? Find me a man who weighed 168 pounds in them camps. And they worked their ass off. Yeah, so you can get down. I mean, would I advise him to? Yes, for 30 million quid. Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, I mean, obviously he'd be weak and he risks a loss. But, I mean, Donnie Lalonde, who's a big light heavyweight, got down to 168 to fight Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, and he never fought that weight, and he gave a good showing. It's worth it for the money, anyway. And that's boxing, man. That's boxing. You know, more talk about nothing. More talk about nonsense. Yeah, none of the big fights happening as usual. But yeah, that's the life of the boxing fan, man. Peace.